On Christmas Eve, she sat alone rejected on a blind date, her heart as cold as the falling snow. But everything changed when she heard a tiny voice behind her whisper, "Miss, can you help me find my daddy?" She didn't know the lost little girl would lead her to a terrified single
Can
father.
you help me find my
She
daddy?
didn't know this night would rewrite her entire life. And she definitely didn't expect the question that would shatter her heart. Can you be my new mom? One Christmas, one miracle, one unexpected family. Snow swirled down in lazy spirals, catching the glow of the streetlights like glitter shaken over a quiet winter stage. Christmas Eve in Maple Ridge had always been the kind of night that made people believe in miracles. Just not for Emily Carter. Not tonight. Not after this. Emily stood outside the warm, fogged-up windows of Pinnacone Cafe, hugging her coat a little tighter as the sting of fresh humiliation burned through her. Inside, couples laughed, hands clasped over steaming mugs of cinnamon cocoa, the air filled with peppermint joy. And everything she didn't have. Her blind date had lasted 8 minutes. 8 very long, very painful minutes. "Sorry," he'd said, not even making eye contact as he folded his menu. "I thought you'd be different." Different. He meant prettier, more exciting, less ordinary. Then he left her with the bill, because apparently Christmas spirit didn't extend to men like him. Emily inhaled the freezing air until her lungs ached. She told herself it didn't matter. It was just a date. A stupid blind date her coworker had sworn would change her life. Well, technically it had. Just not in the way anyone expected. She started walking, boots crunching through the fresh snow, her breath forming little ghosts in the air. She had a small apartment, a half-decorated tree, and a ready-to-microwave dinner waiting for her at home. Christmas wasn't her favorite season, but she always tried to pretend she was halfway across Maple Street Bridge when she heard it. A soft sniffle. Then, "Mom?" Emily froze. The word wasn't meant for her, but it pierced right through her chest. A tiny girl stood on the bridge bench, arms wrapped around a stuffed reindeer whose left eye was barely hanging on. Her dark hair stuck out from beneath a woolen hat, and snowflakes clung to her long lashes like tiny crystals. She couldn't have been more than 5, and she was alone. "Hey, sweetheart," Emily said softly. "Are you okay?" The girl looked up, her lower lip trembling. I can't find my daddy." Emily's heart clenched. She immediately shrugged off her embarrassment, her failed date, and everything else. Nothing mattered except this child. "What's your name?" she asked, kneeling to the girl's eye level. "Lily," the little girl whispered. "Daddy was buying hot chocolate. I saw a puppy, and I followed it. And now," her breath hitched, "I can't find him." Emily felt the girl's fear crackle in the winter air. "It's all right, Lily. I'll help you find your dad. Let's go back to the cafe. Maybe he's looking for you there." Suddenly, Lily's eyes widened, not with fear this time, but something else. Wonder. "Are you an angel?" Emily blinked. "Me? No. Why would you think that?" "Because." Lily tilted her little head. "You look sad." Angels are always kind when they're sad. The unexpected innocence knocked the wind out of her. She forced a smile. Well, even sad people can help. Snow deepened around their boots as Emily held Lily's mittened hand and walked back toward Pinnacone Cafe. Every few seconds, the little girl looked up at her, studying her as if solving a puzzle. When they reached the cafe, the warm windows glowed like a promise. Before Emily could even open the door, a frantic voice boomed from inside. "Lily!" Emily turned as a man burst out, slipping on the snow in his rush. He scooped the little girl into his arms, holding her like the world might end if he didn't. "Oh, thank God," he breathed into Lily's hair. "Where did you go?" I was terrified." Lily pointed at Emily. "She found me." She brought me back. The man turned, breath still unsteady, eyes shining with panic-faded tears. He looked at Emily and froze, not in shock, not in disbelief, but in a moment that felt suspended. Like time had taken a deep breath. Emily knew why. He was gorgeous, not the airbrushed kind, not the arrogant kind, but warm, real. His hair was tousled from running, his coat dusted with snow, and his eyes deep, warm hazel held the kind of emotion most people didn't show strangers. He cleared his throat, setting Lily down gently. Thank you, truly. It's okay, Emily said, smiling at Lily. Kids get curious. He extended a hand. I'm Daniel, Emily. Her fingers brushed his warm against cold, and something fluttered in her chest. But before she could finish shaking his hand, Lily tugged on her coat. Miss Emily? She asked, voice tiny but certain. Can you be my new mom? Emily and Daniel both froze. Daniel's eyes widened in horror. Lily, sweetheart, what? Lily blinked innocently. I like her, and she looks lonely. Emily choked on air. Daniel rubbed his face. I'm so sorry. She says things like that. Her mom passed 2 years ago, and I know, Emily said gently. It's okay. But Lily wasn't done. You're pretty, she said matter-of-factly. And you smell like cookies. Daddy likes cookies. Daniel made a sound halfway between a groan and a laugh. Lily, please. Emily couldn't help it. She laughed. A real laugh. One she hadn't felt in months. It's all right, she told him. Children are honest. Daniel exhaled, his embarrassment softening. Let me at least buy you a hot chocolate. It's the least I can do. Emily hesitated. Then she remembered her microwavable dinner, and the empty apartment, and the blind date who walked out after 8 minutes. Okay, she said softly. Just one. Warmth enveloped them. Lily scrambled into the booth beside Emily, clutching her stuffed reindeer, while Daniel sat across from them. Studying Emily with curiosity, he tried and failed to hide. Are you from Maple Ridge? He asked. Born and raised, she replied. And you? Moved here 3 years ago. After, he paused, choosing his words. After my wife passed. Emily nodded gently. Lily, meanwhile, dipped her reindeer's hoof into her whipped cream. He likes snow cream, she explained helpfully. Emily smiled. Of course he does. Daniel watched Lily, love radiating from him in every direction. When his eyes lifted again to Emily, something softened. You're good with her. I like kids, Emily said. I taught kindergarten for a while. That explains it. Silence settled comfortably between them, broken only by the soft hum of Christmas songs drifting through the CAFE acute. Then Daniel cleared his throat. You know, you made my Christmas. If something had happened to her, but nothing did, Emily said gently. She's safe. He exhaled. Because of you. Her cheeks warmed. Lily, swinging her legs under the table, suddenly piped up. Daddy? Yes, Bug? Can Miss Emily come to dinner? Please? I want her to open presents with us. Daniel almost choked on his cocoa. Sweetheart, she probably has her own plans. Emily opened her mouth to politely decline, but Lily's hopeful eyes wide, bright, trusting locked onto hers, and something inside Emily melted. I don't actually have plans, she admitted softly. Daniel looked surprised, then thoughtful, then something like hope flickered in his gaze. Well, he said slowly, if you'd like to join us, you're more than welcome. Lily squealed. Emily smiled, and somehow, saying yes felt like the first right decision she'd made in a very long time. Christmas dinner. Daniel's home was warm, cozy, and filled with twinkling lights. The living room smelled like roasted turkey and cinnamon, and the Christmas tree was a chaotic masterpiece, mostly decorated at Lily's height. Emily helped Lily place the star on top, lifting her carefully. Lily giggled with delight as the star lit up. "You made it perfect," she said. Daniel watched from the doorway, heart visibly full. Emily had barely known him for an hour, yet she felt drawn to him in a way she couldn't explain. Maybe it was the kindness in his eyes, maybe the quiet strength, or maybe the way he looked at Lily like she was the entire universe. Dinner was simple but heartfelt. Emily found herself laughing more than she had in months, maybe years. Daniel listened to her stories with genuine interest, his eyes never drifting away. After dessert, Lily curled into Emily's lap with her blanket. "Miss Emily?" She murmured sleepily. "Yes, sweetheart." "Will you stay forever?" Daniel stiffened, but Emily placed a gentle hand on the girl's back. "I'll stay as long as you want tonight," she whispered. Lily's eyes closed as she whispered, "I want you forever." Emily swallowed hard. Daniel's gaze met hers, and time seemed to stop. Daniel lifted his daughter and carried her to her room. Emily followed quietly. The room was soft pink, filled with fairy lights and drawings taped to the walls. One drawing stood out, a stick-figure family, Daniel, Lily, and a blank space beside them. "My daughter believes in happy endings," Daniel said quietly, placing Lily gently onto her bed. "She thinks the world can give her anything she asks for." Emily glanced at the drawing. "Maybe she's right." He exhaled, rubbing the back of his neck. "Emily, tonight was unexpected, but I'm glad you were there." Her heart stuttered. "Me too." They stood in silence, the kind where emotions speak louder than words. "I don't want the night to end," Daniel admitted softly. Emily's breath caught, then Daniel stepped closer, voice barely above a whisper. "Would you maybe like to see us again?" Not because Lily asked, not because you felt obliged, but because you want to. Emily felt her heart unfold like a blooming flower. "I'd like that," she said. Daniel smiled, a slow, soft, stunned smile that made her knees weaken. "Good," he whispered. As they walked to the door, snow began falling again, dusting Emily's coat. Daniel opened the door for her, the winter night quiet and full of possibility. "Thank you for saving my daughter," he said. "Thank you for saving my Christmas." Emily replied. Daniel hesitated. Then very gently, he lifted her chin. Snowflakes melted against her lips as he kissed her softly, reverently, like something precious he hadn't expected to find. Emily felt warmth flood through her until she could no longer feel the cold. When they parted, Daniel rested his forehead against hers. "Maybe Lily was onto something," he whispered. Emily laughed softly. "Kids usually are." Emily became a regular in their home. Movie nights, baking days, snowman contests. Lily clung to her like sunshine. And Daniel? Daniel looked at her like she had rewritten the meaning of family. One evening, while Lily napped on the couch, Daniel took Emily's hands. "You changed our lives," he said, voice unsteady. She smiled. "You changed mine too." Then he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet box, not an engagement ring. Not yet, but a delicate gold necklace with a tiny snowflake charm. "For the woman who walked into our winter," he whispered, "and turned it into Christmas." Emily felt tears sting her eyes. And for the first time in years, she felt chosen. Wanted. Loved. In front of a beautifully decorated Christmas tree. Lily tugged at Emily's dress. "Are you my real mom now?" she asked hopefully. Daniel, standing behind Emily, wrapped his arms around her. "Yes." "Ugh," Emily whispered, tears shining. "Now I am." Lily squealed and hugged her tightly. Snow fell softly outside. Warmth filled the home. Emily thought back to the night she stood alone outside Pinicone Cafe. Rejected and hurting Dot, she had no idea then that her heartbreak was simply a doorway. A doorway leading her to the family she had never dared to dream of. A Christmas miracle wrapped in small mittened hands. And a little girl's simple, world-changing question. Can you be my new mom?